Well, actually, there was one prophetic thing that I wanted to talk about. In 2022, let's just see how it goes. In 2022, I was, a woman contacted me on my ministry page, which is now gone, that ministry page. And I believe it was that page. I'm not quite sure. I've had about 4 pages and they've all been deleted by Facebook. But someone must be telling the truth about something. And so, yeah, she sort of got in contact with me around March. So I knew it was like the beginning of the year, you know, and you got Feast of Passover coming up. So I knew it was like feast time. And she started talking to me. And we got really pally. She was from America. And she was married to a Mason, no less. She found out later. She's like, oh, the Shriners married us. And I said, you do know that Shriners are Masons. In fact, you have to be a master Mason to become a Shriner. So if the Shriners have married him to her, Stephenie, then he must be a Shriner. They're not going to just do weddings willy-nilly for nobody. So he must be a part of that secret society. And if he's a part of the Shriners, then he's a part of the Freemasonries. And she was like, whoa, I married someone who's in a Freemason without even knowing about it. So, you know, you could weigh up, like, was it a real marriage, you know, by God? Is it anointed by God for her to marry a master Mason, you know, who's pledged allegiance to Lucifer? You know, so was that really a farce in God's eyes? I don't know. But, yeah, anyway, so we sort of got really sort of close to each other, but even though she was in America, but then she was going to come here around June, July time, and then towards my birthday, August, but that never happened. And in the end, well, the last time we spoke was on the Feast of Tabernacles of 2022, yeah? It was on the Feast of Tabernacles of 2022. And that's when we finished, that's when our last words, and we haven't even spoke or anything, social media or anything like that since then. Quite amazing. So it was like feast to feast, 2020 to 2022. In fact, a few things happened with my star Vesta came round in Aquarius during June, and some stuff happened. And then it made a loop in Capricorn, and guess what? That was the very day that we stopped speaking, when my star Vesta made a loop in Capricorn, and went, oh mate, that's what I mean, amazing. That's why I know my star Vesta kind of loops out my life. Do you see what I mean? And so anyway, yeah, we were together anyway, and we used to talk about prophecy. She asked me loads of questions, but the thing was, she was with like this like this Twitter cult, which, you know, they're just like argumentative. They have to be different. They, you know what I mean? If I say white, they say black. Do you know what I mean? They're just one of them, and they've got their own little clan. So she used to come back and asking me their stupid questions, basically. Oh, is this true? Is this true? And I'm like, no. And, you know, teaching about prophecy, we did get close in that way. And, you know, and she always wanted to be a good wife and a good woman under God and stuff like that, and follow the commandments, the feasts, and keep the Sabbath and all these things. But like I said, these little argumentative things, like, oh, the day begins at sunset, sunrise, not sunset, and just these little bickering things. But anyway, she had this dream once, right? She had this dream once. She goes, I had a dream last night of you. I said, oh, really? I said, what happened? She goes, well, we were both in the sea. Standing there together. And she goes, and she could see herself, and she had mascara running down her face like that. Like when you get wet and you have mascara running down your face. And then she goes, you looked at me, and then you turned around and walked away and left me. And I went, whoa. And she goes, what do you think it means? So I said, I think the interpretation of the dream means that I'm going to leave you because of mascara. And, you know, we really, you know, did feel for each other and sort of love each other. wanted to spend the sort of rest of our lives together at that time, you know, and she was doing all sorts. She's like, you know, thinking about selling her house and, you know, moving over here and such, and to the UK. And yeah, so and I said, I think that's what it means. By the time, you know, I was never gonna leave her just because you wear makeup or mascara or whatever. I mean, you couldn't even notice it that much. And I said, yeah, I think what the stream means is that, if, like, because of mascara, that I would leave you, but, you know, that's not right. And she took it the wrong way as well. Not at the time, but I found out later on that she took it the wrong way. She thought that I was saying that, like, she was ugly wearing mascara or something. I said, no. I think the prophetic word of the dream was, because of mascara, I would leave you. And that would never happen of me at the time. And that's why I didn't understand the dream later on. I was like, what's so bothered about mascara? And I thought, what's so bothered about eyelashes? You know, I don't particularly like women who plastered in tattoos and got loads of piercings and all that. I don't like that stuff. And I don't particularly like women who plaster themselves in makeup as well. And just to cut it a bit short, actually, what happened was, after that, like I said, she was involved in this, like, Twitter cult, and they were talking about makeup, but they used to, like, proper degrade women, do you know what I mean? They used to proper, she can't do this, she can't do that, she can't do this, she can't do that. And she used to come back to me with questions about makeup and stuff, and I was like, well, you know, as long as it's minimal, you know, as long as it's minimal, it's not ridiculous and stupid colours and stuff, then I think makeup's all right. But I guess I was wrong as well at the time. And it's like, what's so special about eyelashes, even hair? I don't particularly like women who colour their hair either. Eyelashes, colouring hair. What's so big about it, God? I mean, afterwards I was asking myself that questions. But anyway, do you know what her response to that prophetic dream from God? Remember, this has got nothing to do with me now. She had the dream. It was concerning her and the way she went about her life, her works. And from God, I believe this was from God now, because I understand what the whole big deal about the eyelashes was. And anyway, the what happened was, she, where were we now? So in response to that, because like I said, this Twitter cult was like, oh, you shouldn't wear makeup, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. But so she said the response was, she was going to stop wearing makeup. Well, it wasn't actually the direct response to the dream. It was more, it came after. And it was like, oh, you know, I'm going to stop wearing makeup. I said, all right. And then she goes, but I can't stop wearing mascara. And I was like, She was a redhead. And I only ever seen one picture of her without mascara on. And I could see the difference then. But when someone wears mascara all the time, you just don't know, do you? But she was fair-haired, she was redhead, so her eyelashes were red as well. So I think that what she liked to do was make her eyelashes black so they stood out. I just don't think she liked... Here's the point now we're getting onto. I don't think she liked her red eyelashes. Yeah, that's why she used to wear mascara all the time. But I only ever seen one picture of her without mascara on. The rest of it, she was there. And she said, yeah, I'm stopping wearing makeup, but I can't stop wearing mascara. I can't stop wearing mascara. I was like, all right, fine. And anyway, time went on, and like I say, we stopped speaking on the Feast of Tabernacles because of things unrelated to all this. Things unrelated. She probably blames me, and I probably blame her. But like, looking back at it, do you know what? That prophetic dream was fulfilled. She didn't stop wearing mascara. and take the prophetic warning from God that God gave her, not me, nothing to do with me, she wouldn't stop wearing mascara like the dream said. And the dream said that I would leave her, when in fact God came in and he drove her away from me, and the relationship ended. And you could say the relationship ended because of this, that, you, her, whatever. In fact, the reason the relationship ended is she disobeyed God and didn't hear his prophetic dream to her. She was disobedient. She can keep the Sabbath all she wants. She can read the scriptures all she wants. She can say whatever, and, you know, regurgitate the crap that she sees on Twitter as much as she wants. But at the end of the day, when it came down to the crunch and God actually gave her a prophetic dream, she ignored it. I mean, would I? I got a prophetic dream from God. I agreed to work the Sabbath day. And then shit happened in my life, and then I dreamed. I mean, it was on the Friday or Saturday. I can't remember exactly. I think it was around 2016. I was cradling a baby. There was a ticker there. I knew it was the commandments. First commandment, second commandment. And then an audible voice. I was cradling a baby, and this voice said, "Keep all my commandments." A deep man's voice. Male voice. "Keep all my commandments," bellowing. I was like, whoa, woke up and I was like, what have I done? And I realised that I'd agreed to work Saturday at the football club. I went in on a Monday. I mean, you can find the manager as well. I can't remember her name. Was it Diane or Denise or something? I can't really remember, but you can ask her yourself. I went in on a Monday and I said, I'm not working Saturday. This is what happened. I had a dream from God, and it's supposed to be the holy day of rest. I don't know why I agreed to work it in the first place. I was weak. I can't work it. And she goes, oh, it's all right. It was only voluntary anyway. You didn't have to do it. So I'll sign you off from doing Saturdays. I was like, well. But the thing is, the point being, I learned from my prophetic warning message dream from God. But she has a prophetic message dream saying, if you don't stop wearing mascara, Justin's going to leave you. And her response was, I'll stop wearing makeup, but I can't stop wearing mascara. And she didn't. And guess what? The relationship ended. And it wasn't even me who walked away. It was God who came and drove her away from me. Like that. Like, get out of his presence. You disobeyed me. Get out of his presence. It's amazing. It's amazing. But then, I realised that. But then I was like, what's the big deal about eyelashes? And then it just come to me. Where Jesus says, every single one of your hairs is numbered. Every one of your hairs on your head is numbered. All right, I'm not quite sure what scripture it is. I'll put it up on the screen. It says every one of your hairs is numbered. And what does he mean by that? I mean, this was 2,000 years ago, and only now we're coming into this revelation now. We have DNA. Hello. 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 Hiya, you right? Morning. Yeah, so what do we have now? We have DNA, a very specific, unique number that we all have that's specific to us, that you can tell it was that person who did it from the very specific number. So we have DNA. So that scripture where it says every one of your hairs is numbered is actually talking about your very unique DNA that's unique to you. But then in that DNA, you've got what height you're going to be, and then what hair colour, what hair length, what hair texture. All these different things that are your attributes that make you look the same. Like when you take a DNA from like Jesus Christ and you make a clone, he will come out as a baby as King William. And identical, and how he goes about his life, his body is obviously going to change, fatter, thinner, but he's not going to get any taller. His hair might fall out because of the things he's been doing in his life, or the things he's been eating, let's say. but your DNA is exactly for you. So your hair contains your DNA, but your DNA contains the information about your hair. So here you go. When a woman mainly dyes her hair a different color, guess what? You have forsaken your God-given, God-created DNA. When you color your hair, you have forsaken God's creation for you. Because you'll forget about everyone. This is the mate. And now I look at this after this revelation have happened. Like, you look at these women and they're all dolled up, makeup, dyed hair, and all this, and piercings and tattoos, and they're going on about vaccine changes your DNA. Vaccine changes. This is the mark of the beast. Vaccine changes your DNA. You change your DNA every day. You put on your mascara and you put on your hair colorings. Why? Because it changes your God-given design. When you dye your hair yellow, I don't know, blonde, then no, God written it that you would have black hair. All right? When you put on black mascara, all right, you overwrite the DNA God created for you, which was to say your eyelashes shall be that tone of ginger, orange, red, whatever. So that's what it means. It's like when your mascara, I guess, like putting makeup on your face, and putting makeup on your face doesn't change your DNA. You know, it might change your skin tone, color tone, but you know, your skin changes anyway with the, you know, whether you've had sun or not, or whatever. I mean, people's nails, we all universally have the same color nails. So I see, like, well, what's the problem in coloring your nails? But when it comes to your hair, like I'm like a bit like, should I have short hair? Should I have long hair? When my hair goes long, I see more character. My hair starts going more curlier or wavy, and it's more like black and darker. When it's short, it's like short hair, and it actually looks lighter. So your hair, that is your character. Well, your eyelashes is hair. Anywhere else on your body is hair. That's your character. If you go shaving them hairs off, and if you go colouring them hairs, you are not what God wanted you to be. You are not what God wrote in your DNA. It says eyelashes, ginger, and then you colour them black. You've just spat in God's face for the DNA that He has wrote for you. Now, I know this is going to be hard for people to take, and especially women, obviously, because most is women that wear mascara, and people are going to say it doesn't matter. I love Jesus and all this stuff. Well, you got to ask your question. One, don't shoot the messenger. It didn't happen to me. It happened to Stephenie Mitchell, but I think she's left her. Her Shriner husband has been single since May last year, so something's happened, like she's left him. I don't know, because I tell you the truth, just and true, I haven't spoke to her since Tabernacles of 22. But she's the one that had the dream. Stephenie Mitchell, was green, birth name Boutrez. So she had the prophetic dream, not me. She disobeyed the prophetic dream, not me. If I'm sharing the prophetic dream that she had with yous, and you wear mascara, and you tell me to go myself and go and take a running jump, I'm going to keep wearing mascara, well, then you've disobeyed what God has taught through this. And the thing is, like, what? And we're coming to the end of the age anyway, you know what I mean? So this is the end. This is the end of gaining wisdom anyway, because nothing's gonna matter after the end of humanity comes and Jesus Christ rules the world for 1,000 years. But so why can't we pass on every little thing that we learn? If it wasn't important, I wouldn't be speaking about it. And if it wasn't important, well, there you go. I mean, if it wasn't real, God gave it her, mascara, no, or He goes. Guess what happened? She said, no, I'm keeping mascara. And guess what? God went, okay, I'm driving you out of his life. He drove her out of my life because she stopped wearing mascara. It's going to be a hard one for people to hear, but lots of women don't wear makeup, and lots of women are beautiful. But like I say, when you colour your hair, or any hair, eyelashes, hair, or anywhere else, then if you colour it a different colour, I don't know if you can get clear mascara or clear whatever, but if you colour it a different colour to what it naturally is, you have forsaken your God-given DNA. Forget about vaccines, forget about anything like that. You have forsaken your DNA just by wearing mascara. In fact, any mascara on anyone, because that's a certain colour, it has a code to the certain colour. All right, in your DNA, God wrote your code, probably maybe even be the same numbers for your eyelashes. But when you colour it, you've forsaken that DNA. And like I say, I think the whole meaning to all this is that we shouldn't forsake our DNA by colouring our hair, and that includes our eyelashes. So I think that was the big meaning about it. God really meant it. He warned her. He says, stop wearing mascara. She said, no, I'll stop wearing makeup, but I'm not stop wearing mascara. The ironic thing is, if she probably would have stopped wearing mascara and kept wearing makeup, you know, and maybe a bit of lipstick or so, because all her lips are universal as well, aren't they? Pretty much. I guess maybe he wouldn't have drove us apart. You know what I mean? The relationship ended because she disobeyed God. And she's probably the same person she is today, or worse. So, you know, pray for her anyway, and pray for this. And, you know, if you're a woman and you wear mascara, then maybe you can have a certain feeling about this. And, I don't know, take what you want from it. And here's the other thing. I'm not bothered. I'll just share it with you. And then if you don't decide to take any action on it, well, that's up to you. And maybe you're going to have to answer for that one day, very soon. So, anyway, I've been Pastor Prophet Justin Roberts from End of the Age Bible Prophecy. God bless you all. Have a good Shabbat and a good week ahead. In Jesus' precious name, amen.